Title: The Roommate. When I first moved into the old creaking apartment on the edge of town, I thought I'd found a hidden gem. My roommate Alex was quiet and friendly, the kind of person who always had a polite smile but rarely spoke. He was always there though, always watching. The first night I woke to the sound of footsteps pacing back and forth across the living room. I assumed it was Alex, but when I peeked out of my door, I found the hallway empty and the apartment silent. I went back to bed, dismissing it as an old building settling into the night. The next day, Alex was gone when I woke up. No note, no message. I shrugged it off, but when I opened the fridge, there was something odd. A plate of raw meat, half-eaten, covered in what looked like deep, red bite marks. My stomach churned. When Alex finally came home, I asked about it, but he just smiled and said, "Oh, just a midnight snack." That night, I woke to the sound of scratching, like nails dragging across the floorboards. I crept out of bed and followed the noise, heart pounding, and found Alex standing in the kitchen, his back to me, hunched over the sink. He was muttering to himself in a language I didn't recognize, and in his hands he held something, a small, wriggling shape. I realized it was a rat, alive and squealing, and he was biting into it, tearing into the flesh with a wet, slurping sound. I screamed. Alex turned, blood smeared across his lips, his eyes wide and hollow. "You're awake," he whispered, his voice hoarse. "I thought you'd never wake up." I ran, but the door was locked, bolted from the inside. I banged on it, screaming for help, but no one answered. Outside, the world was dark and silent. Over the next few nights, Alex's behavior grew more twisted. I would catch glimpses of him crawling along the walls at night, his body contorted in ways that didn't seem human. The whispers never stopped, always coming from the shadows, always saying the same thing. "Join me." I tried to leave, but every time I did, the door would vanish, replaced by a solid wall. The apartment grew smaller each day, the hallways twisting like a labyrinth, leading me back to Alex no matter which way I turned. One night I woke up to find him sitting on my bed, his face inches from mine. His breath was hot and sour, and his eyes were black pits of nothingness. "You're not leaving," he said, his voice calm and final. "You're part of me now." And then he smiled, his mouth stretching impossibly wide, revealing rows of jagged teeth. In the darkness, I realized I was trapped, not just in the apartment, but in his world, a place where the walls pulsed like flesh and the shadows reached out to grab me. I don't know how long I've been here now. Time doesn't work the same way anymore. The scratching never stops, and neither does Alex.